One of the biggest surprises in the NFL last year was Sam Darnold with the Minnesota Vikings, leading them to a 14-3 record, a guy that everyone thought was a draft bust after being picked number 3 overall in the 2018 NFL Draft, had a resurgence last year. But even so, Dalton, there were plenty of questions about his move to Seattle and whether or not he was a one-hit wonder in Minnesota. We're here to tell you it was absolutely not a one-year wonder for Sam Darnold.
He looks fantastic. Seattle Sam, I guess is what we have to call him now, right? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of nicknames we could come up with. But no, he's been fantastic so far. And, we were optimistic around here about the chemistry he could have with the new offensive coordinator in Seattle, Clint Kubiak, having worked with him before in San Francisco. But again, it still takes some time to gel. They got a relatively new offensive line, especially in the interior, that's coming together. They've played decent football. And then you got new weapons, right? Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp, A.J. Barner, Elijah Royal, the Torrey Horton, a rookie wide receiver as well. There's a lot to overcome, but what we've seen from Darnold so far has just been fantastic through the first 4 games. 4th best passing grade in the NFL through 4 games. Tied for first with 9.1 yards per attempt. He's been accurate. He's been decisive. That bottom number down here is what impresses me the most. 2.56 second average time to throw. Max, he was at almost 3.1 seconds last year. So not only is he throwing the football better than he ever has, but he's more decisive than he's ever been, and he's got the second best turnover-worthy play rate in the league. You're cutting out negatives, you're making quick decisions, and you're being really efficient with the football. Obviously, that's what makes for a good quarterback, right? That's how you're going to have a good season right there.
And he was in a great situation last year in Minnesota with guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, a great play caller, and Kevin O'Connell too. Even with a defensive head coach now and Mike McDonald, he's still putting up great numbers. And also Dalton doing great over the middle of the field too.
Absolutely. I think when I watched Darnold's first 4 games, this is the thing that stands out the most, is he's got command between the numbers in the middle of the field. Clint Kubiak's made a clear plan that they want to attack this part of the field. They want to attack linebackers. They want to attack safeties, holes in the second level and zone coverage. You look at this, between the numbers, the best passing grade in football, the highest yards per attempt in football, 90% adjusted completion rate on throws between the numbers. You talk about control of the middle of the field, and then still, again, doing it relatively quickly with a 2.4 second average time to throw. It's been decisive. He's seeing the field so well. He's manipulating defenders with his eyes. So let's take a look at some of these examples of how he's controlling that area between the numbers. So here we go against San Francisco, and they're showing you pretty obvious up top what we're getting here with cover 4 on the back end, right? So we're going to be in quarters coverage. We got deep quarters, 4 guys going deep, and then you've obviously got my 3 guys underneath here with my 2 linebackers and the slot. So what I'm looking at here is down at the bottom of the screen. Every offense has foundational concepts that need to be executed, right? There's a handful of concepts that an offensive coordinator is going to go, hey, these are our base passing concepts. We have to execute these or we won't do anything right. So something for Clint Kubiak is what's called curl flat, okay? Very simple down here at the bottom of the screen. We're going to get Jackson Smith and Jigba here on about a 10 to 12 yard curl. We're going to bend it out a little bit and then cut back inside, and then we're going to get a release here from the tight end and get about a 5-yard out going. Curl flat. And now what's going to happen here? The corner's going to bail because he's got the deep quarter, and this is my curl flat. All right, right here is going to be the guy who's going to be put, we call in conflict, all right, between these two, because you kind of see the intersection of these routes. So all Darnold has to do is you got a one-man read. The corner's bailing. Don't stare it down so he doesn't jump at it, but the corner's bailing. Smith and Jigba is going to get a really good release and run him off hard, and then you just have one guy in conflict between the 2 routes. Sam Darnold, quick drop in the gun. Good protection. That's big for the Seattle offensive line, especially in the interior that's so young. You see Nick Bosa here in the inside could cause a problem, but we've got a clean pocket. Now what happens? Okay, here's my curl flat defender right here. Now you can see it. You got Smith and Jigba. Peel this outside a little bit to sell it, then get back here into the curl behind him. You've got the out coming. Now, you would think maybe, okay, the space is out here to throw the out to the tight end, but Darnold's not looking at space and receivers. He's looking at the guy in conflict right here, my linebacker. And what he sees with this dead sprint out this way, when Darnold sees his back turn right now at the top of his drop, he knows where he's going with this football. He just has to throw it with the right timing and wait for him to clear just a little bit. But because he's already got his back turn, he's not going to get around back to this curl. The other thing I want you to notice too, added layers. This safety in quarters, number 2. The number two receiver, if he goes vertical, is the tight end. Since he went out, he can look elsewhere, and he's going to look to these deep crossers. So you can see the void where Smith-Njigba's going to get open. Darnold knows this. He's releasing the football right now. This defender's back is still turned. There's a clear window for Smith-Njigba. First down, right? Do the same thing. Arizona Cardinals last week, Thursday night. Same thing up top here. You're going to get it. Smith-Njigba again. Outside release. Get to the curl. We're going to get a little bit of a delay and into the flat here. Curl flat. Again, this time it's man-to-man coverage. So what's going to happen? This guy here on the inside, the safety, has the tight end. Obviously, we're one-on-one on the outside. Anytime you get Smith-Njigba in a one-on-one, cool. Now, up top, looks like a little bit, maybe, could it be a zone look? It could be, but because of the look we also have on the bottom here, Darnold knows we're in man-to-man coverage with one high free safety. So, same thing. Instead of putting a zone defender in conflict, we get here. The read doesn't change, though. See this guy who could potentially be the curl flat if it was zone? Again, his back is turned. He's getting to the out. Now we're getting Smith-Njigba wide open. Release the football right now. Look at the space because, again, he sold it outside, sell it, and then back in. You've got an easy first down again to Smith-Njigba. Now, that's one of the foundational concepts. One thing I like about Darnold, those are first read throws, right? One thing I like about Darnold, too, we're getting into our second read here. Now, cover one again, and we're actually going to get a bit of a double, a bracket out here on Smith-Njigba. What you're going to see is man-to-man here, Smith-Njigba and Jalen Ramsey. Fun matchup down there, and then you're going to get man on the backside here, and this linebacker here is going to take this back. So what's going to happen? We're actually going to get this safety shading out here, doubling Smith-Njigba. So he's got the inside, and Ramsey's going to play a little outside leverage here on Smith-Njigba. You're going to get a little bit of an action like this on a smash. The corner with the slot, Smith-Njigba's going to run an out. Now, this isn't going to be open down here. Look at this. We got 3-on-2 down here, right? So what is Darnold going to have to do? He's going to look to his left, to his primary concept here, and then get to the backside. Cooper Kupp here. Going to get in this dig right in this space right here. So when we look at this develop, watch what happens. The corner, we got an inside jam. We're not going to get to the corner. It's going to be tough. We've got here Jalen Ramsey tight to this out route. So what happens? Darnold is looking to this side first, and you can see it. Even now the underneath here on Kenneth Walker, if we wanted to check it down. Not going to happen. We've got 4-on-3. We've got a dropper here, but he's just kind of standing staring at Darnold. But look at Cooper Kupp. Get the inside leverage. Look at all the space that's vacated. So Darnold, calm and cool. Once again, clean pocket, fantastic stuff from Seattle's offensive line. Read it first, not there. Calm and cool, get back to your dig. Right now, we're throwing the football right in here. Look at all the space, and all I got to do is throw it on time so that safety doesn't drive too hard on Cooper Kupp. Again, first down, this time on the second read. Another example like this. Back to the Arizona game last week, all right? Now we got a little bit of a different look. Arizona's showing us some weird stuff, but what we're going to end up with is cover 3. We're going to bail the corner here. This safety's going to rotate back, cover 3, and then you've got this line, this second layer here of all these defenders on this first level. You're going to get some spacing to this front side. Tight end's going to run a stick, or if he wants to break it out and find space in the zone, cool. Smith-Njigba again to the out. And what you're going to get, once again, going to get a runoff here, and you're going to get a dig right in here. Actually, it might be the inside guy in the dig, but either way, one of them's running a dig right here on the inside. Now, what's going to happen? Darnold, you can even manipulate this with your eyes a little bit. Look to the out. Everybody's jumping. We're jumping it. We're jumping it, right? Let's manipulate some people. It's actually Bobo here. Kupp was taking the outside release. It's Jake Bobo in here on the inside. Now, Darnold starts out to his left, manipulate zone defenders. Lean, but you see this linebacker leaning a little bit too. You see this window here that's opening up? Darnold knows this is going to happen. When you have zone coverage, you can manipulate defenders with your eye. So he's going to look out here. Everybody's going to lean. This window gets just big enough for Darnold to fit this back through. Get back to the second read here to the dig route. Boom. Perfect throw between the two linebackers. There was really no reason for this linebacker to jump all the way out here on this. He can kind of sit tight and play it in between. Instead, Darnold manipulates him. We get right in here. So, on some of the foundational concepts, first and second read, Darnold looks fantastic so far.
Absolutely. And Dalton, we actually did a video over the summer of breaking down Sam Darnold going to Seattle and how he'll fit in Clint Kubiak's system. And kind of here's a checklist of what he's doing right now in Clint Kubiak's offense.
These are some of the things we talked about right back when I talked about it's such a similar system to Kevin O'Connell, what Clint Kubiak runs, right? They all come from that same tree. All those Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay guys, they run a lot of similar concepts. So what we talked about worked so well in Minnesota last year was, look, we're going to get under center. When we want to make big plays, we're going to get under center. We're going to have hard play action, especially off the zone run game and the zone concepts, and that's what Clint Kubiak wants to do, right? Max protection's a big thing, okay? Last year in Minnesota, interior wasn't great, so they used their tight ends and their backs with extra protection. Same thing with Seattle this year, an extremely young offensive line. Let's put extra blockers in there. We got A.J. Barner, we've got Elijah Arroyo and Kenneth Walker, guys that can protect. And then, again, the theme of attacking the middle of the field. That's the theme, really, of this entire presentation here is Darnold attacking the middle of the field. So let's go down the checklist with a couple more plays here, a couple big plays here for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Pittsburgh Steelers, they're showing you exactly what they're in, right? They're in cover 3. There's no question here. Deep, way deep, and deep. Now, big thing here you're going to get. Similar concept we talked about with the Minnesota Vikings. Clint Kubiak's doing the same thing. We're going to get zone play action this way with Kenneth Walker. Darnold's going to drop back. Here we go. Straight drop back, okay, first and foremost. Then we're going to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and even 8. All in protection, all right? Max protection. It's going to be a 2-man route. Kupp on a dig right in the middle of the field, and up here we got a deep post, just like that. So when I tell you about putting guys in conflict, who we're putting in conflict here for the big play is this free safety. Well, he's taking the conflict out of it because he's already 18 yards off the ball. All right, and if you're Sam Darnold, you can feel that. You can feel when safeties are up at 10, 12, and when they're back at 18. He's already telling you where to go. As long as you don't mess up the fake and the linebackers just step up just a little bit, you're going to be just fine, right? Throwing this dig. That's exactly what happens. Let's look at the play action fake. Here we go. You see the space. He's not getting off 18, 19 yards back there at free safety. And this is before the routes are even hardly run, right? We're already getting deep back here, and you can already see, look at the giant window of space to throw into, and look at all the guys in protection. Like I mentioned, look, we're leaving 8 guys in protection just to make sure, and especially against a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, it makes sense. Young offensive line, one of the best pass rushers in football, cool. We come out of this play action fake, and it's so easy, right? It's so easy. The linebacker stands no chance with that level of separation with Cooper Kupp and all this space to work with. Money throw, again, easy first down. The free safety took the read out of it, but again, this is what Clint Kubiak does in this offense. Last one, this one's incredible. To me, this is one of the best throws of the season. Okay, what you're going to get here from the Saints is they got a blitz on, but it's basically a modified quarters look where we've got quarter back here, these two sitting quarter back here like this, and we've got man-to-man up top with Jackson Smith and Jigba because, well, we think we can do that, but watch what happens. So, again, we're going to go down the list right here. You're going to get zone play action, okay? You're even going to get a wham block from one of these tight ends here to really sell it and make it look like our outside zone scheme. But all of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all going to be in protection. So we're under center. We got max protection going, right? The hard play action in the backfield, and then, again, attack in the middle of the field. Same exact play. Deep to the post, back here. Crosser right in here. Okay, now it's going to be a little weirder because we got a too high look. And now this is just a confidence throw, Max. This is going to be awesome. Watch this. Okay, so right when we get, again, out of the play action fake, too high safeties. So what are we looking at here? Okay, this is 2-on-1 on a crosser here. He's going to drive on this crosser. Can we get Smith and Jigba over the top? Is that possible? Or are we going to have to take off and run? Maybe check it down if Walker releases out of the backfield. What are we going to do? Well, since this is Seattle Sam, we're going to get confident. We're going to get a little bit arrogant and look at this here. We're going to take a chuck to this deep post right here over the top and go, you know what? You got outside leverage. You got inside leverage. I don't even care. You know what? Look, he's releasing this football right now. Look at this. Why? Because the old saying goes against zone coverage, and I know we got man on the outside, but if he's even, he's leaving. Guess what? Let's chuck it to the opposite hash and make it happen. And again, that max protection gives us a relatively clean pocket here. Double coverage down here on Kupp as well. But I'm going to finish this throw this time because I just want you to see the ball placement with this. Because again, this shouldn't work. But because the safety's got to turn and run and the receiver's already at full speed, look at this ball placement. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this. We've got maybe a half a yard of space from the corner. We had about a yard on the safety, and you still had to drop in over the top of him. This is an absolutely dynamite throw, and it just shows you not only is Darnold making the right reads, but the confidence and the decisiveness he's throwing the football with, it's making plays in the quick game, it's making plays intermediate, and now it's making plays deep down the field. Sam Darnold looks fantastic so far under Clint Kubiak in Seattle.
He's absolutely not a one-hit wonder. Sam Darnold might have finally turned the corner in his career, and he might be the new franchise quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.